In today's video, we're going to discuss things that you can do to modify or reinforce your YJ belly pan. Now, my YJ belly pan has got rust in a couple spots. It's got a couple spots that need to be reinforced, and the actual holes where the bolts go through have enlarged, mainly from the bolts that Jeep uses from the factory. So we're going to learn how to reinforce this today and get it installed on our Project YJ. Now what we're going to do today, instead of putting a bigger bolt or a bigger washer on there, is we're going to reinforce this skid plate, and we're going to do it with this. Now guys, this is just a regular washer. There's nothing special about it, but what we're going to do is we're going to place them over top of these bolt holes and weld them in. Alright guys, I just wanted to do a quick comparison shot for you real quick. Now I've got this side already welded up, and I've already started to dress the welds a little bit. Be really careful not to overdress your welds, because if you start getting down into the base material, you've gone too far and you're going to weaken it. But if you look, you can see the bolt now and how it slides through the hole. You can see how tight it is in the hole. Now when we come over to the other side, you can kind of see what's going on here. You see that bolt and how much it just sits down in that hole? And you can also see the hardware that they've given us is kind of like countersink hardware. It does have like a countersink edge on it to make sure that it gets down in there. So we're going to go ahead and weld these other three on and get them cleaned up. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to do it for the welding. We've got everything tacked in. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the welds on this side right here, like I did on this side, get everything cleaned up, and then we're going to come back and install our transfer case drop bracket kit. Guys, just to show you real quick what exactly is involved in this transfer case drop kit, you have the 1-inch pucks, and then you have the hardware. It's pretty self-explanatory. Another reason to install this, or the main reason to install this, is to get that transfer case down a little bit, because we dropped the suspension down so much. Now, we've already put wedges on to raise the pinion angle, but bringing the actual transfer case down an inch also helps out with that. So with the combination of these two things, we should be pretty sure that we're not going to see much driveline vibration. Now another thing that you're going to want to do, guys, is with these bolts right here, put a little bit of anti-seize on them. And a little bit of anti-seize goes a long way with these things. If you start getting them stuck in your frame, a lot of times you have to cut out the entire nutsert and pull it out of the frame and put in a new one. I had to put in a couple nutserts in this frame. Unfortunately didn't film them, but that's what we're going to do now. Is we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of anti-seize on the bolts and get them started up in there. And another thing that you're going to want to make sure you do, guys, is tap out the holes. We used internal frame coating, and we also used some Pour 15, both of which ended up getting in the threads. So make sure you clean out the threads and use a little bit of anti-seize, and everything should go okay. After applying your anti-seize, loosely install all 6 bolts into the frame. Make sure that you can move that transfer case skid plate around a little bit and adjust as necessary to get it to bolt up straight. Now if you're final installing this, the torque spec for these bolts is 55 foot-pounds. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. We've got our belly pan installed now, as you can see over here. Some notes about it: if you're going to do the same modifications I did, make sure you use consistent washers all the way around. Also make sure you chase the threads before you try to put them up in there, and make sure that you put a little bit of anti-seize on those bolts, guys. It goes a long way in making sure that your frame stays healthy and that you can get those bolts out when you need to. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, comment, leave us a line, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll see you next time.